Okay, you guys are live again.
Hey, we're live again. Hello again. Welcome to part 2 of Smoking with Frogs. So, other than just babbling, you haven't really missed much.
No.
One of the big things we're looking forward to, we just found out, those of you who are interested, that we are no longer going to be doing the Idlewild Renaissance Fair next month on the 13th and 14th. So we've got as that. So if you're going up to Idlewild, hoping to see Dark Sale, we're not going to be there. Still be at Vegas Fair in October. Still be at Escondido Fair in October and November. Still maybe one or two other unassociated things which we can't be talked about yet because I don't know if we have the contracts or not. So I'm just going to leave it there and be vague about it. But come to Vegas, see us do guns, black powder, blow things up with the cannons we have left. And again, thank you to all the people who have sponsored, supported, and helped Dark Sale rebuild after we lost everything in February after the truck got broken into. So, other than that, you were just on last week for the show, but other than cigars, what the hell have you been up to? You're getting ready for Haunt again.
Yep. As I mentioned earlier, next week we start all our orientation stuff. So I was considering coming on and guest co-producing, but unfortunately I will be in a theater with lots and lots of other people sweating our butts off because the air conditioning is meh.
So pretty much until the 3rd of November, none of us are going to see you again. Unless we come to Not Scary Farm.
Basically until first weekend of November, I'm a hermit.
Well, much as I love Not Scary Farm, I have to pass on it this year because Fallout is coming to Universal Halloween Horror Nights. I understand that, but Fallout has been my go-to favorite game since the mid-90s. Oh, I have to cheat on you for at least this 1 year. Fuck you.
I don't blame you, honestly. When I saw that they were doing a Fallout maze, I
wonder what the merch is going to be like.
Oh, I mean, they keep robbing our merch. See you in the fog. Yeah, that's not a Scary Farm thing. Universal thieves.
They're a corporation. Of course, they steal everything. There hasn't been an original movie since 1943. Everything's a remake of everything else.
43. What was original at 43?
King Kong. The story was the original, but the movie. Well, remember, what was the theory there? Since the beginning of time, there are only 6 stories.
Basically.
And just changing the name, changing the setting, what they are.
Even for my own research, when I was doing Grimm, even the Grimm's fairy tales have different iterations from other countries that are hundreds and thousands of miles away.
Well, wasn't the whole thing with Grimm, the Brothers Grimm, they didn't write the stories?
Correct.
They just collected folk tales from all over the country.
Yes. But other researchers have gone on and studied folklore from Japan and folklore from Russia, South America, even into Africa. There's Inuit stories. There's throughout the world there are these similar storylines that are nearly identical, except for location.
Yeah. Because one of those things you got to wonder. Everybody keeps harping, but you got to wonder if so many places divided by so many millions of miles could have mythical legends that are so similar to one another. There's got to be a basis for it.
Aliens.
That's good. Have you do you watch webcomics?
Some.
Have you seen Dungeon Crawler Carl?
I don't think so.
Brand new one. They just got 7 episodes, seven panels in right now. It is a guy. Aliens come and destroy the Earth.
Okay.
To mine it, destroy everything on the top, kill all but 10,000 people, 10 million people on the planet. Then all of a sudden, in the middle of the earth, they create a D&D dungeon type setup.
Okay.
And the whole reason the aliens do this is for a reality TV show. What it is this guy, when the explosion happened and he was saved because he was chasing his ex-girlfriend's cat, Princess Donut, that ran out of the house. So he is in a dungeon crawling adventure with like computer printed ocular implants so he can like see his own stats and stuff, with his ex-girlfriend's cat in his boxers, and that's it. But one of the things that happened is everyone who went into all the crawlers, as they call them, were given stats. So the cat ate a biscuit, and the cat gained sentience, a higher level, and is a level 7 wizard to his level 1 brawler. And it is this cat who thinks, and also got a like plus 50 charisma bonus. So
I mean, it is a cat.
Yeah, true. This cat thinks it is the shit of the world, ordering this guy around, and since it's a higher level, it is the group, the team leader, and it is him trying to figure out the rules of this fucking dungeon with this annoying cat. He's a pugilist, so he's just no weapons, whatever. He's just punching things. The cat has like magic missile and 2 other spells.
Okay.
And it just started. I think they're like 6 episodes in right now on Webtoons. And it is funny as fuck.
I'll have to check it out.
Yeah.
I haven't been on Webtoons in a long time. I used to do that, follow that, the Hades and Persephone one.
Yes, I've seen. I have that one flagged, the Hades of Persephone. I haven't read it yet. I love because they've got a lot of young adult and adult horror ones on there, and that's what I. If you ever see me at any of the spooky season things, horror is what I go to. Yeah, so it is funny. So, Claude, we're not going to see you for a couple of months because that's how it goes.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
I know Richard has me on the week after we open. That way I can actually talk about things.
Okay.
I have some things that I can mention off camera, just in case anybody watching, because like it's not anything to do with the event, but if the right person catches wind of something, my whole thing is kind of blown.
So you'll spill the tea when nobody's listening.
Yes.
Okay. Good. So yes. So we are coming up with spooky season. Enjoy your haunts. Do not touch the actors. Be safe. Be good. Don't trust people who sit on the extreme haunts because they lie.
Absolutely.
One of these days, even though it looks terrifying, have you ever seen The 13th Door?
Yeah, I went.
How was it?
Fantastic.
I've seen the videos of it. I want to do that.
So
That was the one where you came back and you,
Yeah. So it's slightly more extreme. But again, it's still a controlled environment.
Yes.
They're not going to do anything specifically to hurt you. If you panic, yeah, shit can get fucked up.
Richard said he missed that you guys were smoking.
I gotta look it up again on my phone. So you go first.
So I have the Flathead Steel Horse, which, if you don't know, the Flathead line is all car part themed. So the main line is all car parts. You have the camshaft, the spark plug, the big block, the carb. As far as I know, they're all just the same blend, same binder, same wrapper, different Vitolas. They have a few that fall outside of that range, like the Steel Horse, which are not only a different Vitola, but slightly different blends. So there you have the Steel Horse, the V21, V23. In my box, I have the Steel Horse Roadkill. All slightly different, but, kind of in the same vein of vehicle themed.
Okay.
Oh, Lance just made a Knott's Berry Farm announcement.
Oh, nice.
Well, tonight's also the Nightmares Revealed event.
He said, now the announcement event is over. I'm happy to say that I am the new venue supervisor of the Maze Room 13.
Huh. Returning Maze, very good Maze.
Wasn't he the supervisor of the
He was.
Bioshock one, the Roaring 20s?
Roaring 20s.
So he was the hunt coordinator. So
Okay.
supervisor, hunt coordinator.
Okay.
But basically co-supervisor of Roaring 20s.
Richard says the Steel Horse was the first cap I ever tried.
CAO.
And I am smoking the
Good.
Perdomo Habano Maduro Epicure. It was,
Mouthful.
yes. It was a gift from my friend at Tap and Ash. And I told him when I would smoke it next time I was on the show. But yeah, Haunters, there's a lot fast approaching. This year has gone by fucking fast.
Gary says big words.
Yeah. And I'm a small brained bear, so it doesn't want to work that well. Yeah, this year's gone by fast. It just seems like not that long ago we just had ESCO.
Yeah. But that was
5 months ago?
months ago.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oogie Boogie Bash is already open. Disney Halloween opens next week.
Yeah.
What's it called?
SeaWorld started theirs this week. You know, it's like you did the ads for that.
Okay.
Richard says I had the Perdomo too. It's great. Typos. I have to
Yeah, it's good. It's got a coffee aftertaste to it, and since I don't really like coffee, probably
Gary says that your cigar has more names than his Mexican grandma.
That's a lot of names.
well, it needed as many names as his Eminence Damashi has, just so it could be just as pretentious. Yeah.
We could tack on some extras.
Oh, we could. Just like he keeps tacking on names every time someone introduces him. So, I was just talking to some friends of mine in Vegas, and it seems two of the shops they work for Black Powder got mortars in. So,
Gary says coffee. I'll have to try it.
yeah. So, the other guild I work with sometimes, Rogues Cove, now has 2 hand mortars, like the one I have.
Nice.
I have to fill. So, they're doing well. He lucked it. A friend of ours, the gentleman who made Roshu, is retiring from Fair, getting rid of all of his cannons. So Rogues Cove, Nad specifically, inherited like 7 cannons, 5 or 6 small arms.
Hey, Nat.
One of the cannon. Trust me, I'm working on them.
Poke.
One of them is a 6-barrel organ gun.
That's fantastic.
It is. So, no, trust me, I'm poking that, saying, you have a small garage. If you want some of those home with me, I'll give it a good home.
Just one.
Yeah.
We'll even put sponsored by Rogues Cove.
Yeah. So, yeah.
We are not ashamed of pouring ourselves out.
We're pirates. That's what we do.
Privateers.
Privateers. I don't know. We haven't gotten that letter of marque back yet.
Shh. They don't need to know that. We have a letter of marque.
We have a letter signed by Mark. There's a difference.
Still a letter of marque.
True.
Just different spelling.
Yes. No, he's the Marquis. We have a letter signed by the Marquis and call it a letter of marque?
Yeah.
Probably. Yeah. So, as those of you can tell, we are not as bright as Richard at doing the panty batter, so we're trying our best here. We're great guests, not so great hosts.
True.
Definitely takes
I
some skill.
every time I've covered for Richard when he was in the hospital or this, I am amazed at how effortlessly just he flows at the guests, and
I will say
This
time
takes
is
skill
going
too, even though it
much
looks like
better
I'm just
than
sitting
last
here.
time.
Because we know what we're doing this time.
Yeah, now we know it's just bullshit. We had a little practice session down at Escondido a few months ago.
True. Just got together, sat and bullshitted and smoked the gold puffers because you were hiding from traffic and I was hiding from my job.
There you go. It's a good hiding place.
Weirder.
And as Clint said, the only thing better than a good cigar is a good cigar with good friends.
Amen. It's one of the reasons why Dark Sales is the place to be after hours affair because
Technically, I can issue a mark.
you are a market.
Who's a marquee?
He is silent.
Clint says doing the bantering on text is even harder.
Yes. Yeah, it is.
Clint is like masterful at banter.
Oh yeah.
Like,
That's one of the reasons why I loved the times I was able to when I was traveling in Sacramento area, Elk Grove, was just hanging out and chatting with him just because so flawlessly
He is the,
talk
like,
to.
wittiest, quippiest person I think I've ever met. He's wonderful.
We love you, Clint.
We do very much. It's so bad you guys live so far away. If they ever finish the high-speed rail train, you can get down here in an hour. If. Speaking of, not the California high-speed rail, but I just saw that the private agency that bought the land to build a high-speed rail between Rancho Cucamonga and South Vegas Strip got final approval, and in 2 years, there will be a Japanese-style high-speed rail that will have one stop between Rancho Cucamonga and Vegas, be like an hour-and-a-half trip.
Clint says secret of banter, speak much, say little.
Fair point.
You say that, and my mind immediately goes to Hamilton. Talk less. Smile more. Never let them know what you're for. But you never would have shot Hamilton. His birthday. Yeah. But yeah, I was looking at that. I'm like, it'd be great. But from what I've heard, just not only from online, but just friends of mine who live in Vegas and partners who live in Vegas, Vegas is fucking dying right now.
Really?
There are like the hotels are mostly empty. The casinos, they're just because of a lot of the stuff. Well, remember, they just got the Raider Stadium there. They just blew up the Tropicana because they're building the A's stadium, baseball stadium there. And from what I understand, that plus, not going to break the first rule, but what's going on in the world and a lot of uncertainty of things, all international travel, a lot of people aren't traveling anymore. And Vegas is fucking dying.
Richard says, but can you load a horse trailer on Bullet Train?
That was my question.
I don't know, it depends on how big the cargo area is.
Yeah, but then we have to have a truck waiting in Vegas.
Well, see, that's why you throw lots. Everybody else, everybody else gets on the bullet train. One sap, probably you or I, has. Well, I got the truck that pulls it too, but
Yeah, fair.
because I'm getting,
And I never go to Vegas.
yeah, I'm getting to the age where I'm about to hit level 4 of reenactor, which means I got the tent and all that, but a hotel is much better.
Hot shower, nice bed,
Oh yeah.
air conditioning.
One of the good things is there is maybe an event that Dark Sale will be doing in November in Vegas by the convention center. And on both sides of the convention center is timeshare Hilton property that I own points in.
Nice.
So, and both of them, for all their rooms, have 2 to 3 person whirlpool jacuzzi tubs in them. So we may be able to go to jacuzzi after dinner. Or depending on what time the event gets over, because it's a con, so it's probably going to go over like 4 or 5.
Atlanta and
Hit the real
yes,
jacuzzi.
fun.
I didn't know if we had a contract or not, so I didn't want to name names. I was just throwing the seeds out there to get people interested. But yes,
That could be fun.
it will be. Because then we can actually probably get Richard off site, so we can actually drag his ass to fucking Tapanash and some of the other places we've been talking about.
I would love to go there.
Oh, it would. And if we go on like Friday or Saturday night, the local jazz station in Vegas broadcasts from there, and they have live jazz bands on the stage. And it is, again, years past I've done more when I'm visiting people in Vegas. Well, me and the girls go to Vegas 2 or 3 times a year. Every time we walk in there, the owner and her 2 daughters remember us. They
Gary
greet
says
us.
I might need to hit that fair. LOL dates.
Which one, the Atlantean Society, the Atlantean one, or the Vegas Fair? The Vegas Fair is the second weekend in Vegas. The other one
October.
is on October. Thank you.
It's the second weekend in Vegas.
Second weekend, Vegas
Yeah,
Fair
the
is the
10th,
second
11th,
weekend.
and 12th is Age of Chivalry.
Yes. Speaking of it,
Atlantis Con is the 15th and 16th of November,
yes.
according to my shared calendar.
Yeah. Speaking of Vegas, for those of you who also have heard me,
Fireworks.
yes, I was trying to figure out if that was fireworks or a locality. Anybody who's in the Vegas area or is going to Vegas, Area 15, which you've heard me talk about, the artist conglomerate, just opened up their second facility right next door to the first one, called The Terminal, and have partnered with Universal Studios to build Horror Unleashed, which is a 365 days a year from 2 in the afternoon to 2 in the morning Halloween Horror Nights. 4 mazes, 3 themed restaurants, 2 themed bars, live street performers inside this warehouse. I'm going to go visit in October. Maybe Richard Amiano, I get my approval of it. It's Universal doing horror. What can go wrong with that?
Not much.
Supposedly, one of the best mazes they have is the old school Universal Monsters maze. From people I know who've done the preview nights, that thing is just fucking fantastic. So, yeah. But also in the new area, there was a 747 that was at Burning Man. As part of the art installation that they bought, that Area 15 people bought, and is now suspended above the central pavilion, the central area of the courtyard, and it's going to be a restaurant and dance club. They've got the International Museum of Ice Cream is going there.
Okay.
A bunch of restaurants, a bunch of things, and Kill Dolls, which is a all size inclusive alternative clothing store, women's clothing store.
That sounds cool.
So that is going to be their international flagship stores being built there.
That's awesome.
So yeah, that is, I can't.
So this past weekend, they opened a new Handles in Redlands, and I was going to go because they had like a flyer thing that I saw on Facebook that was like first 100 customers will get free ice cream for a year. It was like a small.
I saw that. Yeah.
So Jacob and I were gonna go. When we woke up like super early, I was gonna meet him at like 6:30. He got there like at 6:10, and he said that the line was already massive, and they were opening like at 11, like already massive. He's like, I'm not gonna risk it, so I went back to bed.
Handles is one of those great ice cream places. They started in Oceanside, right on Oceanside Boulevard near the ocean. Little walk-up ice cream store, fresh up. They are fucking everywhere now. And it's the same homemade quality ice cream they all make.
It's time for the extra special Absent Host Weekly Challenge Extravaganza.
Wow, he recorded something special, didn't he?
good.
Really, Richard?
Well, he did this challenge for us,
He did. Another
and
question.
he's still watching. So this is just his
Because
masochistic.
technically, it's not produce your stuff challenge because I did not pick this challenge, so he had to change it. I didn't ask him to, but he did.
Okay. Because he
All
wanted,
right,
because he wanted,
fine.
because he wanted to punish us. Is it what? So what does our great and glorious missing leader have for us today?
I'm going to be naming the lead singer.
All right.
This is going to be interesting because he knows some esoteric. Speaking of, have you seen anything of the My Chemical Romance tour?
I've seen bits and pieces.
Oh, after this, I'll talk about it after this because it is.
Gary was laughing, and then said just a city boy.
It is.
Okay. There's 20, and then there's also a tiebreaker, depending on.
If I get one, I'll be happy.
Like, some I know,
Yes.
but I have a feeling they're the more common ones.
Yeah.
So we'll see.
Okay, I guess starting with Daniel.
Yes.
Who is the lead singer of Guns N' Roses?
Axl Rose.
Correct.
Spelled AXL.
Yep.
Metallica.
James Hetfield.
His sister hit on me.
Did you hit it?
She looks too much like James.
Oh, you've told me that story before. Yes.
Like, the same kind of sunken eyes. I was like,
So that's when he hit it from behind and just grab her hair and say, "Who's the master of puppets now?" Sorry.
Aerosmith.
Steven Tyler.
Okay, these are too easy to begin with.
These are the easy ones.
Yeah.
Rush.
Oh. I want to say Michael something, Robert. I don't know.
Getty Lee?
It says Geddy Lee.
You gotta.
Led Zeppelin.
Oh, fuck. Why can't I his bad.
Palmer.
Robert Plant.
Sorry.
Wham!
There were two of them, but I'm going to say George Michael.
George Michael is correct.
That was like a duo, so how can you say who the lead singer?
Who sang the most?
Yeah.
The Eurythmics.
Ooh, I know that one.
Know the band, obviously, but
Richard says that this is great.
It's because you're a masochist, my friend. You just watch us suffer.
yeah, don't know.
Annie
Annie
Lennox.
Lennox.
Culture Club.
That was Boy George. Damn, we're doing better than most of the trivia on this.
Motorhead.
Let me kill Meister.
You guys are tied 3-3 right now, by the way.
Who'd win in a battle? Lenny or God?
I don't know. Just go ahead, back up.
Trick question. Lenny is God.
Megadeth.
William. I can't.
Dave Mustaine, former member of Metallica.
Didn't know that one.
The Parliament Funkadelic.
Is that George Clinton?
It is George Clinton. The Go-Go's.
Bill McCurley? No.
Yes.
Who it is?
The New Bohemians. Says Eddie Brickell.
All right.
We'll believe it.
Okay. Duran Duran.
Michael Duran.
Says Simon Le Bon.
Okay. I'll trust him.
The Revolution.
France. Even the Revolution.
This is Prince.
Prince and the Revolution.
Five Finger Death Punch.
No, they're gonna take my golf card for this. I don't know.
Ivan L. Moody.
El Booty.
That's what it says. Ivan L. Moody.
So one of the premier emo and golf bands is a guy named Moody.
My Chemical Romance.
Joff.
Gerard Butler.
This is the guy I was trying to remember because he also wrote the Umbrella Academy comics. Interesting.
Panic at the Disco.
There's two of them. Again, there's two of them. There's the singer and then there's the guy who just I don't know.
Brendan Urie. Ghost.
Great band. I have no idea who the members are.
Well, okay. No. Are they talking about the guy who plays all the Father Emeritus, Fabian? Or are they talking about the Father Emeritus, the first, the 18 versions of
He has a name and then it says will accept.
because there's the Papa Emeritus, the first, second, third, fourth. I think they're on the sixth now. And then there's
Whose question was Ghost? It says Tobias Forge,
that's the guy who
and then it says will accept by.
Papa Emeritus, yeah.
Stage
Because
name.
no, because what it is with Ghost is every 2 years the clergy of the Satanic Temple, that is Ghost, because they're trying to bring about the Antichrist, they have the lead singer dies, is kidnapped, is bringing shame to the church, gets kidnapped, killed, whatever, and they have all the characters in glass coffins in the VIP area.
Thank you.
But funny thing is, they're all played by Tobias Forge. And the thing is, the other people in the band are the Faceless Ghouls because they all have those funky masks.
Yeah.
Because they are all members of other bands.
Gary says tell them not to forget Cardinal Copia.
Cardinal Copia, that was wasn't he? Cardinal Copia was Emeritus the Fourth, wasn't? I think he was promoted. But yeah, but that's the thing. But the funny thing is, on every album, every single instrument is played by Tobias Forge. Sorry,
That's pretty cool.
we're down a rabbit hole.
Slipknot.
Spiky haired dude number 3. I don't know.
Corey Taylor.
It's a good thing I didn't start first, or else this would have been a lot different.
Technically, because I didn't score if you answered it for the other person, it is 4-3. So that was out of 40.
Okay,
Well done, sir.
Do you want to hear the tiebreaker?
sure.
Name all 3 singers of Van Halen.
David Lee Roth,
Sammy Hagar.
Sammy Hagar. There was a third?
Technically, David Lee Roth again.
Oh, yeah, but that was only like 2 concerts. I have no clue who the third is.
It says Gary Sharon.
Sure. Sure. But no, the Ghost is funny because they've got a whole. If you go onto their YouTube channel,
Thank you for blessing me.
they've got a whole bunch of. Tobias Forge has made this movie thing, like I think about 14 parts now, about the Satanic Church, and they're trying to raise the Antichrist. But Cardinal Copia, when all the blood relatives of the original Father Emeritus died, Cardinal Copia was announced that he wasn't part of the family, so he couldn't be an Emeritus. And then it's this whole fucked up, funny storyline.
That's awesome, though. Like,
Yeah,
to put
it was one of those. It's kind of started as a fucking avant-garde art project. It is now this international band.
that's just fun, though.
Yeah.
So,
My Chemical Romance. They just started in New York this year, the Black Parade.
yes.
Return to the Black Parade. It is a the Black Parade, which is the band they pretend to be on stage, is a political propaganda machine of this unnamed nation.
Richard says you guys did pretty good. I think that's his. Did you like it?
It was great.
That was fun.
Yeah. And what it is they have been brought back because his great and glorious Immigrants for Life leader is trying to do this propaganda campaign. But as the concerts are going on, not only during the concert itself, but as the concerts progress, the story keeps changing and evolving.
Okay.
At the end, they're singing, and this is online, so I'm not thinking. At the end, there's something at the end where the ambulance leader sends up this message to Gerard, this little guy, and Gerard is like comes up, throws it back to him, and he just gets slapped all over the stage. But at the end, they're singing. I can't remember what the song is, but as they're singing this, they're trying to show that they're turning against the country because there's shows of this fake country starting nuclear wars all over the world. And what it is at the end, this guy in one of the French clown outfits, the white, comes up, slits Gerard's throat, slits his throat as he's dying, crawling on the stage. The last Mama, We're All Gonna Die starts playing. Clown guy rips open his thing, has a bomb vest on. The whole stage blows up as these military people come out and grab.
Dressed as a pirouette,
Yes.
or
Comes
however
out.
you say that. It's sad
The
clown.
sad clown, yeah.
Yeah.
The one that's white with the like.
I
yeah.
can spell it. I don't know how to say it.
But the whole thing is this great political about a fucking leader who is, because of propaganda and shit, going to destroy the world, trying to destroy the world. Which, in today's political climate, without getting political, yeah, that's the reason they're doing the Black Parade tour. But you also have to remember, My Chemical Romance started because the 5 people in it, mainly the lead singer, needed a voice for his passion and things because they formed right after 9/11, and the whole purpose of the band was to give a voice to these huge emotions that the underground culture was feeling after 9/11. So they've always been a thing. And one of the great things is they say with all of the nuclear war at the end of the thing, some of the people, it's never been my thing, but they have the album that they put out after the Black Parade was called Danger Days. It was about a whole bunch of revolutionaries living in a post-apocalyptic world fighting the unnamed government. So a lot of people are thinking that this concert tour is going to bring in, they're going to do a redo of the Danger Days tour.
That would make sense.
It is, but just there are a couple of properties you can find it online. Just the political stuff they have when everybody walks into the show, they're given 2 cards: one red, one green. Middle of the show, center of the audience, platform. 5 people are brought up to it, and these are the people who are revolutionaries, and they have these shadow little robotic things that come up. And you vote if people live or die. And no matter what you do, the grand leader, fake guns go off on all the little robot things, kills everybody on the stage. It is beautiful political.
9/11 gave us Twilight via MVR. It's a rabbit hole.
Yeah. But if you're interested, if you like My Chemical Romance and you're interested in that, you can find a lot of their stuff on the whole concert is online. But it's also one of the things is the makeup for it. It was all fresh and new with the first one. LA, the makeup started getting a little bit more grayer and a little bit more.
There's a house or something over there, Daniel. My nose is like driving crazy.
As the concerts are going on, their makeup, they're becoming more zombie-like. So a lot of people are saying that the concert thing is kind of the equivalent of a Groundhog Day. Interesting, because the concerts are changing slightly every time. Like I told you, the one guy comes up, the political liaison guy, and slaps him. Fourth concert, he tries to slap him, he blocks him, and then pushes him off stage. So it's like they're reliving this time, and they're learning and fighting the evil victim. It is one of those things. I pray they put it out as a concert video at the end, because one of the things I love is heavy metal rock operas. One of my favorite movies.
Allergies.
You don't get a third one.
Nope. No, I got one from Randy.
Third one, you're a pope, and then we just have to like bow down to you, which I might not bother with that. But Nightwish, if you ever know them, they put out a movie in the mid-90s. It was written by the guy who did Nightwish.
Randy said that's 3 for a witch.
Who's going through a very nihilist. And the whole musical is a woman who's estranged from her father. Father's in the hospital dying. And it goes between her in real life trying to figure out what's the deal with her father and the band he was in, all the stuff, and the father reliving his life through the Imaginarium album and all the stuff going on. It is a great. The music is great. I love Nightwish to begin with, but just the visuals and the thing on the stage about this guy going through his life and everything. It is a beautiful. Kind of like I wish Queensryche would have actually done a full rock opera version of Operation Mindcrime, but they decided to break up and get back together. So, yeah. All right, I've been babbling for long enough. But yeah, but there's the My Chemical Romance thing. That's been a lot of my feed on watching YouTube and TikTok. It's just because people are giving their theories of what's going on and things. And I have saved. I need 3 hours to sit and watch it. There's a actual recording of the first concert, full of uncut on YouTube.
That's awesome.
I want to sit down and watch.
I thought it was funny that when you were mentioning about Ghost, how the lead singer is also guitarist, keyboardist, etc., etc. On Jagged Little Pill, going back 20 some odd years, when Alanis was recording that album, she and the producer basically sent a vocal track and a little bit of piano to all of the other artists that contributed to the songs on the album.
Yeah.
And they were basically told, record your part, send it back to us, we'll mash it all together.
Oh, I love things like that.
So I heard a guy do a breakdown of You Ought to Know. And he was talking about, all right, I'm going to play you this song. I wish I could still find it. They took down all the recordings for this particular section of the Heidi and Frank show. But Christian Hand loves doing like song breakdowns. And so now whenever he used to have a running bit on the Heidi and Frank show every Monday morning.
You showed me some of those.
Yeah, all those recordings got taken down.
Is this Heidi and Frank Long Beach?
KLS, LA.
Didn't they used to be Frosty, Heidi and Frank?
Yes.
Okay.
Frosty moved.
Okay, I remember Frosty, Heidi and Frank. When I was working security, I used to listen to them.
Yeah.
The overnight.
So Christian Hand would come in, do a song breakdown, and most of the time he would just come out and say, this is the song I'm doing. But for this particular one, he goes, all right, I'm going to play you I believe it was the drum and bass track, and you will not guess the song. So he starts playing the song, and everybody's like, man, it sounds like there's familiarity to it, but I just can't place it. And one of the guys is like, God, that really sounds like Flea. Like, is this some Red Hot Chili Pepper song? And sure enough, it's Flea playing the bass track for You Ought to Know.
Okay.
Which, when you listen to just the bass track, it doesn't sound like it belongs in an Alanis Morissette song. But when you start layering all these things together, like,
Yeah.
but
Richard screaming Flea.
jumping back to the Ghost connection, you almost kind of feel sorry for the people that have to play all the parts that this other guy has played. Much like it's like, how does somebody go on stage knowing that Flea wrote and performed the original, and now you have to try and duplicate it?
Yeah, that's one of those. I'll do my best. I'll probably get half the notes in, but
Yeah, it's like Flea, Dave Navarro, a whole bunch of other like heavy hitters.
speaking of Dave Navarro, have you seen the horror movie they made? Dave Navarro and I'm trying to remember his band's name. They were filming. They were doing a. Uh, they were doing a album. They were recording an album at a house that's supposed
Jane's Addiction.
to. No.
It says David Navarro, American guitarist.
Yes,
Member
I
of
think it's.
Jane's Addiction.
Okay, I'm not thinking. Not Dave Navarro. Then I'm thinking of somebody else.
David Grohl.
David Grohl. Thank you. And they were filming. They were filming. They were doing the thing. Said, "Hey, we're in a haunted Foo Fighters." That's it.
Yeah, Grohl.
They were
Oh,
they were recording their album in this haunted house. And they said, "Hey, wouldn't it be funny if we wrote a thing about a band recording a album in a haunted house and ghost shit started happening?" So they said, "Hey, we're all here doing this. Why don't we do it?" And they improvised a whole fucking horror movie based on that theory.
Oh, that's fantastic.
And it's like some of the best things I like that. Like the
Move back to my tent because another bear is wandering around.
he just wants hugs. Just give him a hug. Danger, just stay away from the danger mitts. So is he camping the whole week on site?
I think they're going shooting sometime this week and whatnot. But yeah, they're basically like bears going on again this weekend.
Okay, if you shoot a bear, I'm kicking you in the nuts. Don't shoot a bear.
I have a story about that too.
Go ahead. That's what we're doing tonight.
So quickly, another person I feel sorry for is the original drummer for the Foo Fighters. Do you know why?
Why?
So Dave Grohl, formerly the drummer of Nirvana, once they recorded their first album as the Foo Fighters, thought that the drum track laid down by his own drummer was so god-awful, he went back and re-recorded it to put on the album.
Tomorrow is shooting day in Carson City.
Nice.
So, many years ago now, I went and spent the summer in Woodson, New Jersey, working at a summer camp. And this summer camp happens to be in the highest density portion of the high density population area for black bears.
Okay.
So, yeah, we were just told if you see them, they're more likely more afraid of you than you are of them. You're probably just going to see their butt as they're hightailing out. Fine. All the camp counselors were told, sing the cheese song, keeps the kids calm, gives them something to do, distracts them from the fact that you just saw a bear, and loud noises scare the bear away.
Dave Grohl has been a faceless school since.
Yes. As I said, a lot of the faceless schools have been a lot of guys from other bands.
Which makes sense. So on any given day, you'd hear one part of the camp, it's cheese, it's cheese, it's cheese that makes something this go away. Then you hear another part of the camp. So you could literally hear the bear
Track the
as
bear.
it was bouncing around the property. But one of the things that the camp does is they send their kids, all the age groups, out on a vagabond. Basically an overnight.
Yeah.
The little kids stay on the camp, but they just do it outside of their campground.
650-pound brown bear last night. It was huge.
That's a lot of bear.
You got close enough to weigh it?
I think that's what they told him it weighed. He hasn't seen it, but he's been hearing about it.
So the older kids go out, and the camp is located right off the Appalachian Trail. So they'll go spend the night on the AT, head back to camp. It's a fun thing. On the AT, there are bear boxes at all of the little campsites. Kids are told to take every food or smelly item out of your pack, put it in the bear box. One of the campers in one of my groups, I wasn't there because I was a counselor.
Yeah.
So if they had an issue that came to me, I tried to solve the issue.
You were middle management.
Yes. So each enabler, terrible name, each enabler was in charge of like 3 or 4 groups.
Why would you name your camp counselors enablers?
It's a terrible name.
It does, and it just leads. Oh, anyways, go ahead.
So the 2 counselors for this particular group were both from across the pond.
Hey,
One of them had brought a nice little Opinel cheese knife, effectively. So one of the kids didn't take all of the smelly things out of his backpack.
oh,
The bear smelled a packet of oatmeal, poked around in the kid's tent, kind of pawed at one of the kids,
Yeah.
so left some raised but not broken scratch marks.
Yes.
The kids panicked. The bear grabbed one of them by the foot with
yeah.
his mouth and pulled them out of the tent. Bruised the foot again, bruised, not broken, no broken skin, no major injuries, thank God. But the kids screaming scared the bear off. Counselors got on the phone because they have a little sat phone that we send them out with in case of emergency. They were like, hey, we just had a bear incident on the Appalachian Trail. This is the campsite we're at. Blah, blah, blah. Did all the right things. So they think, all right, I've got my little Opinel knife. We're going to make spears in case the bear comes back. So they get sticks. Put a point on the stick. They're waiting there. And Fish and Game shows up with a gun. And they saw the bear. The bear, was still poking around. They managed to see it. Took a shot at the bear. Maybe hit it, maybe didn't. But what these guys from England heard was loud gunshot, bear running off through the woods, and they're looking at their spears like, what the fuck were we going to do with these?
Considering, depending on the bear, anything under like a 308 is not going to pierce its skin and just
Yeah.
gonna piss it off. So yeah. Closest I've ever come to a bear was the Arizona, the drive-through the drive-through zoo right at the base of the Grand Canyon. I went there and driving my truck through, and all of a sudden just the bear just stops and nothing, just looks. It looks. And then wolves and bison and everything. It's a great thing. I love the drive-through zoo. They're like, if you're going into the predators area, which is the red gates, make sure your windows are up.
Windows are up, doors locked. So we drove through Yellowstone a few years ago. So a buddy of mine does kind of a memorial ride for a friend of ours that passed away a few years ago. And he does like a big adventure ride every year. This year, that year, he decided we're going to go to Yellowstone, try and get, his parents live up in Oregon. So they crossed over from Oregon on their motorcycles, and we rode up from California.
Kodiak, or sorry, Richard says the bears smell bad.
Yes, they do. Those bears, not this bear.
I don't know. I mean, he could be taking a shot at me. That's all I know. I actually showered before I came up today. After I got up work.
There you go.
So then I would be sitting in close proximity to people.
So we're driving through, and all of a sudden, traffic on the main road stops. Obviously, there's an animal in the road. It's a bison. And 2 of our friends are on motorcycles. As the bison is here. And he's like, can we move? Like, go, please. We're seeing him like looking around nervously, like, here's 3,000 pounds of animal just
3,000 pounds of angry poppers staring at you going, what's going to be over here?
Yeah.
We got something like that when Debbie and I were doing the Great Canyon. It was winter, so we're sitting there, and again, out of the forest comes these 7 foot tall, we're talking 5 foot span elk. Just
But
walk.
because I also know that bears just shit in the woods. Sometimes we shit on the driveway.
Hey, it was Taco Bell. Let it go. But no, I've done that. I've had a couple of those close counters. It's like, we're just gonna stop here and do nothing. But again, yeah, you're sort of, what the fuck are you gonna do with a pointed stick? But again, they're British. The biggest, most fearsome animal you have to deal with is a badger that's like this big. There is nothing more fierce than that in England.
And have you seen a comparison between an English badger and an American badger?
Oh yes, the English badger is proper. Looks like he's going to give you a quest. Needs a monocle. Looks like Wind in the Willows. American badger is what happens when one of those finds meth.
I lived in an area that had a local bear that used our yard as one on their pathway.
Hey, thank God you didn't have a jacuzzi or a pool. They would have been in that thing all the time.
I like sending you bear videos that come across me.
Those are great. Yes, I love those. Yeah. You know. Kids, don't go looking for wild animals. They're wild for a reason. Leave it to the stupid adults like us.
I was going to say there was on the show 1001 Ways to Die. There was a story about a guy who got very inebriated on something and stumbled across a group of furries who were out, in the wilderness doing their furry thing. And he tried to join the furries because he was like, oh, cool. He's just a guy. And they were like, no, fuck out. In his mind-altered state, he came across what he thought was a lone furry. It was Bear. The bear proceeded to have his way with him, and he was found mangled several days later.
Terrible.
I used to love that show. Now I look at it and say, stupid. And you don't even need to be inebriated. How many times I think Yosemite, they have to put up people see the bison or the wild animals. They think it's funny. I'm going to get up there and take a selfie as I slap
I
this
think it's
bison
supposed
in the
to
ass.
say honey bear don't give a fuck. Is what
Honey badger.
Honey badger,
Honey
don't
badger
give
don't give a fuck.
don't give a fuck.
Yeah. Honey badger will get bit by a cobra, walk it off,
Yeah.
take a nap, and be fine.
They'll
Like,
come back and fuck up that cobra.
yeah.
Sorry, I don't mean to check anything. My dad got out of the hospital a couple of days ago.
Doing all right?
I'll tell you about it afterwards. But no, I had to go Sunday. I went and talked to them and had to have the this is where the will is, this is what the will says, this is the trust. Because part of it is also not only their property in that, but also my grandfather left me and the other 4 grandkids, the 5 of us, pieces of a ranch in Texas. A couple hundred acres each.
Nothing major.
But what it is none of us, the land couldn't be divided or figured out what to do with till after my mom and her sister both died. So my Grandpa Ben died in the late 80s. So it's one of those, okay, we've got this ranch, figure out what we want to do with it. Don't want to do anything with it because that means Mom would have had to die. My Aunt Charlotte died about 3 years ago, so it's like one of those not in a real hurry. but I mean, I'm 53. I'm going to be 53 this year. My parents are both in their late 70s and 80s, so it's an inevitability, but not
Long-lived
something I
family,
think
at
about.
least.
My grandfather, my Texas grandpa, my mom's dad, died at the age of 96. Was an ex-Texas Ranger, a doctor of chiropractic, dean of the Chiropractic College of San Antonio, started his own radio station, and in the mid-60s, let a little scrawny 18-year-old kid play his demo albums on the late-night broadcast. And that is part of the reason why every time he's in town, my mother gets front row seats to Willie Nelson concert. My grandfather was the person who gave Willie Nelson a job as a radio host on the graveyard shift and let him start playing his albums music.
That's
Pretty cool.
wild.
There are pictures of my mom as a teenager and my grandfather with Willie Nelson at a concert. So, but yeah, luckily the genetics in my family on that side all long lived, all up until the time they died. Perfect memory, perfect health, everything. Just all of a sudden, okay, I'm done. So I'm hoping I inherited that because I'm
One can only hope.
hoping once I retire in a few years, God willing, that I'll have a good 30 or 40 years just to fuck around and find out.
Willie is 92.
Yep. But I'm still that stupid old man who still gets up in armor and goes and tries to play with the 22-year-olds. And I'm still good. No.
I still try and slide, and I can do it for a little bit.
Sliding's not the hard part. Getting up afterwards is the hard part.
Without hurting yourself.
Yes. Although I will have to say, I do love, at least from Knott's, the inclusivity of they have a couple of clowns on the boardwalk in wheelchairs, electric scooters. I don't know of any other haunts that do this, but Knott's is very, for their horror, for their scare actors, very inclusive. And I know for Erin at least, she really loved that representation in the haunted.
Yeah,
community of Knott's.
PJ, who's the clown in Carnival in the electric scooter,
Okay.
he's a long time haunt actor. He's been around a long time. Sadly, a couple years ago, we lost Reg, who was the one in like the front wheelchair, which really sad. He was young, but had a lot of long-standing health issues. He had gotten into a pretty nasty car accident, which is why he was in the wheelchair.
Yeah.
Big guy. Like when he stood up, like
You're trying to gauge him by my size.
like he was 6'6".
You got 2 inches. You got 2 inches on me. Yeah.
Like not a small fellow.
No.
But is your edge.
Yeah. But, so you may not know this, but I keep seeing this all over the place. Rumors that Knott's is going under and they're going to have to sell to like one of the other big corporations soon. Have you heard anything about that?
They're part of a big corporation.
Yeah, but I've heard that they're
Cedar Fair just bought out Six Flags. Knott's is not going anywhere.
okay. That's what. That's what. Well, I mean, realistically, Six Flags is like gang
Did you
central.
say 6 bags? What did you
That's why I had to replace myself. Yes. Yeah,
Hey, sometimes
that
that L dies.
That was Hillcrest there at Comic-Con.
Mhm.
Which, oh my fucking god! I went to one of the cigar bars I like in the Gaslamp during Comic-Con, and it is right on the corner of 6th Street where the Comic-Con is, and it is a full bar, Caesar's full bar thing. The fuck they did with their prices, and I'm glad this is an adult, so I'm cussing. I just realized I'm cussing a lot.
Oh no. Fuck.
65 bucks for a single old-fashioned and a fat bottom Betty. Oh, they fucked her on the Compasses. But it's funny because I got that, and then I'm sitting there, and the girl comes out and all stuff, and I'm like, okay, because I was sitting there waiting because Tristy was just getting off work, and I was sitting there with Erin, and I'm like, is there a cutting piece? She's like, no, we don't care. I'm like, and I carried my sling bag with my smaller humidor, and I'm like, yeah, I'm just gonna light my other 3 up.
Like, I gave you one.
But yeah, I'm like, she's like, yeah, the boss because Comcon, he knows people are gonna pay. I'm like, fuck that. Oh, that was the other thing that surprised me. Going back to the Fallout thing. Fallout with the new season starting, and this thing, and the game number 5 being announced, and all the stuff. Nothing at Comic-Con about it. No
Really?
merch, no nothing, no. You'd think they'd have something of it there, but Comic-Con's getting weird. Nobody does the huge. Like Marvel used to do like a quarter of the show floor for all their stuff, but since Disney owns them now, and they do all their stuff at D23, small. None of the big production studios do these huge things like they used to. Like the Lucasfilm Star Wars is like half what it was 2 years ago.
That's a shame.
It is and it's not, because I'm one of those purists. I like that stuff. I miss the Comic-Con when it was about the collectors and the comics and stuff like that. The problem was Game of Thrones and Twilight, when those two came around, and they did the big productions for that, all the companies made it all about movie and print media and stuff. And it got less and less about the comics and collectibles and the underground shit. Almost got it.
Hit and miss.
Yeah. Unlike Adam,
Adam, who will send his perfect ring in high winds across a fucking table.
the body juggler Adam, who is another of the
Jesus,
sponsors of the
he's
show.
amazing with fucking smoke rings.
Between cigars and other things he smokes, he's had practice for like almost as long as I've been alive, I'm going to say, but as long as you've been alive, since you're 10 years younger than me. Somewhere around there.
13.
15 years younger? So you just turned 40?
Yep.
How's it feel? Have your knees started going yet?
I mean, my knees have been going since I was 15, so.
Hopefully I had my first heart problem when I was in my early 40s. Hopefully you don't get that one. That was before I started drinking and smoking.
And my buddy, his dad, love the old man, but the old man's wife used to joke that he's not allowed to do housework, like work on the house anymore, because every time he did, specifically every time he knocked down a wall, he had a heart attack.
Jesus Christ. Something to turn off the power before you knock down walls.
Well, no, thankfully it wasn't any electrically induced.
Yeah,
It was,
but the joke was there.
Yeah.
So,
that's why you turn off the breakers.
yes. So, your initial smoking of the Iron Horse, how is it?
I love the Flathead line. This is no exception.
I have just started getting into them. I mean, we've been talking about it for years. And since, as much as I love Excalibur, their cigar buyer hasn't restocked their humidor in months. So, yeah, they've got, I don't know, something going on. But they've still got stuff, but I mean, like the Sinestros and the
Sierra Leone.
no, it's I blew this and we're right in my eye. It's not through here. I smoked myself. But yeah, but I started. I'm like, okay, there's one of the Flathead Red Barrels was like a 6x60. I
It's
grabbed it. That was a
9:30.
good 2 hours.
The
I
time for
loved it.
Mad Libs on Smoking with Frogs.
Uh-oh.
That's the card.
They sold one of the boxes. They only got 2 left. Not that you're ever gonna buy. It's $400.
That is a beautiful tool chest
Yeah.
that they have.
But again, that's something you would buy just to say, look, I have all these tools, the cigars that are made to look like tools.
And you have to have a walk-in humidor to even have it on display.
Yeah.
You have to be bigger than that. Matt's is a big humidor, but it's not a walk-in.
Barry says that he's 51 now and that most of his injuries are from sword fighting.
That's her.
That's it.
Hey, Barry.
Hey, Gary. One thing is, I've never been injured fighting. I've just had to exasperate other injuries I've had beforehand. But I'm also the person who is stupid, got into a car accident, broke my sternum, and then went to jousted 2 days later. So I am not intelligent. I am intelligent. I am not wise.
My buddy played, so every year, most every year during one. After one of the nights, we have a broomball game. One of my aunt coworkers played broomball with broken ribs.
Barry said that's my kind of stupid.
Glad you approve.
Are you ready?
Yep.
Daniel, I need a number.
13.
Need an adjective.
Slimy.
You need a place.
Australia.
I think that's like a proper place. Like,
Cigar Lounge.
need an adjective.
Quickly.
Hopefully not too.
Well, I am getting
It's always been my problem. Age has nothing to do with it.
You need a plural animal.
Ticks.
Ticks, is that what you said?
Was it to mouse?
It's a bird.
Bird.
You need another adjective.
It's getting all the adjectives. Wet.
Need a plural noun.
Boobs.
I need a verb.
Verb.
Something different.
Yeah. Run. Ran.
Run.
Yeah.
I need a noun.
Cigar.
I need a place.
Haunted house.
Person and room.
Rory.
I need a type of food.
Indian.
Oddly enough, the only nationality of food that I'm not a fan of.
Really?
I'll eat it, but it's not my favorite. At least from all that I've had.
I need a plural noun.
Boots.
Boots, is that what you said? I need another place.
Fair.
I need an animal.
Cat. Just poked his head in again.
Yeah, it's been going back and forth. I need a verb.
Fuck.
Is there explanation?
It's true. It's a very good personal word.
I need a plural noun.
Chairs.
Who's reading?
I don't have my glasses.
By default,
Youngsters to read.
Did it on purpose.
all right. For tonight's Mad Libs,
Tell us what book it's from.
from the book Game Over, Mad Libs. Welcome to the future. It is the year 13, and life is hard. A group of slimy robots have taken control of the Cigar Lounge. They're using their magic weapons to run quick human beings into tits. Things are bad. There are wet boobs oozing out of the streets. It isn't safe anymore.
Too much milk production.
You used to be able to run outside, but not anymore. A cigar could see you thrown in the haunted house jail. I spoke to Rory about getting more Indian. The stash that we have tastes like rotten boots. We're hiding out in the fair now. But who knows what will happen next? A group of angry catmen could strike at any time. Maybe we should fuck once and for all. Maybe it's time to raise our chairs in the air and fight for what's right.
That's what heroes do.
That's what heroes do.
Well, if you're gonna go out, might as well go out fucking.
During a chick
Maybe we
dance.
should fuck once and for all. That was great.
I mean, that. Gonna die anyways. How about we fuck? It's kind of what that sounds like.
I'm sorry.
Gary's just fucking Catman.
Even if the world is ending,
No.
you're just not my type.
Yeah, true. True. Plus, you can do much better than me. I mean, come on, be honest.
Have you seen me?
Yes.
I have.
I can do no better. Sometimes I just get lucky.
Says the man who has won every single wooing contest the last couple of ESCO fairs.
Not true. I won 2.
Richard says that was a good one.
You know how many you participated in?
3.
You're
So-
lucky, but also stupid.
So you get pity. See, I just have that teddy bear friend next door thing going for me. Seems to work sometimes.
Yep, that's a good thing.
It's one thing I'm good at. Fucking shit up.
See, you have the skills to, once you fuck it up, put it back together so it works again.
Depends on what it is, but yeah.
I was born without the tool gene. Which
I
is,
just am a tool.
yes. Which is funny because I can tear down and pull apart medical equipment to fix it if need be, because that's what I do. But I look at a car and I go boom. It's the equivalent of my vehicle and electronics knowledge.
I'm fighting my mom's moped at the moment.
Who's winning? The
The
moped.
moped.
Yeah.
Fortunately, it's been so. She bought a moped after my friends and I did because she was like, "I want to be part of the moped club." So she bought a moped. Thankfully, when we bought it, I slapped a clone carburetor on it, put some gas in, and fired right up. It was a happy little moped.
Good.
Sadly, it sat for too long, and the engine compression tanked.
I
Fortunately-
choose the Irishman, is what he says.
Yeah,
Hey,
Panic won the game. I won and lost. But thankfully, 2-stroke engines are easy to work on because you don't have valves and whatnot
Yeah.
over the top. So to replace the cylinder, unbolt the head, the whole thing slides off, you slap a new cylinder on, put it all back together, and now you have your engine back together.
okay.
I bumped up the engine size, so it starts life as a 49cc engine. Good for a glorious 24 miles an hour.
Hey. You want to go much faster than a moped?
They're sketchy as it is. when I see 40 miles an hour on mine with its itty bitty tires, it's sketchy, but fun. So, Mom's is now a 60cc. Got the big engine in there now.
Trying to get that inheritance, don't you?
But so I fired it up, had good compression. It ran running real lean. So now I have to work on the carburetor, which means changing jets and trying to find the right jets and blah, 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 blah. So now it's just testing and retesting and trying to find the right combination.
Yeah, and
We're getting there.
I'm guessing I'm going to have to do a lot of that, considering that I just threw on the Charger. I have not taken my motorcycle out. With me traveling so much, I don't think I've taken my bike out of the garage in like 2.5 years.
Same.
So it's one of those, I need to like do something with this.
I only got to ride on your bike once.
Yeah. And it was
Yeah.
around the block.
Yeah, I've got the girl I went to rescue from New York. Her and her fiance are now living in Ramona, and she's was down at the house because Aaron was helping her make some costumes for fair. Saw the bike, and now was like, correct. I'm like, God, I don't need to go around the block 3 times myself just to make sure I don't crash.
Right.
Plus, I need to get a seat back for it because I've got a King 1700, and it's like the same.
You guys should go riding together.
Once I have a working motorcycle again, absolutely.
Oh yes,
I mean, I could take the moped.
sure. I am scared and surprised because I see everywhere around town now those fucking e-bikes, and these like under.
Those things with a few tweaks will do like 50 miles an hour.
Oh no, the big black ones that the people are riding there now, $4,000. I see people using them instead of cars. Those things top out at 70.
It's ridiculous.
It is, and you've got teenage kids riding those because you don't need any kind of license for those.
Technically, they are supposed to be registered.
Registered, but you don't need a license. That's the difference.
You need a license if you register. You have to have a motor vehicle.
I did not know that.
You don't have to have a motorcycle license, but you do technically are supposed to have a license.
One of these days, if I can ever get around to it, I want to buy a slingshot. Just because I like the look of them. Kind of looks like a fucking X-wing.
Yeah.
And part of me just wants to. Okay, I know I can't do it, but I would love to do the Vegas run or something like that in that slingshot. But also, then this is also part of me goes. I'd love to take my bike to Vegas one of these years. Like do it, go back to work or something. But then I come back from Vegas and I hit those winds. And I'm like, no. Because my first experience, right after I got my motorcycle license, my ex-wife Tara had a Valkyrie.
Okay.
I was on it trying to get things. I put it, with me on it, I popped the clutch. It shot across the street from my house. I went under a chain link fence. It didn't have the thing on. So I went under the chain link fence on the bike on its side. And I'm like,
Gary says in Redlands he terrorized drivers after dark.
let's go. Let's go for a ride sometime.
Yeah.
Do a tour of all the big, all the find the Square Lounge A and the Square Lounge B right between.
Definitely.
They can't hang with your group because they don't have the coupons.
You can still handle those.
Yeah, true. Maybe like the cup member because they don't have a full beer. They actually, I sent you the picture with my work made me do a while back, didn't I?
Yeah.
Have you heard about this?
You were on the show right
Oh,
after
that's
that
right. I
happened.
was on the show right after that.
The naked Kodiak.
It was not fun. Funny thing is, I went back. Now that I'm back in my facility, everybody's got a beer. They're like, "Yeah, we just." The whole thing is, yeah, we just shave and we have to do the fit testing for the masks every year, and then everybody goes back.
There you go.
Or everybody has which is funny because the officers I work with, they've all got these fucking mountain man beards. It's like, yeah, we just had a doctor right in front of us saying we have sensitive skin. Like, yeah. But yeah, that was pretty good. This one got better in the middle. It just
Say, how was it?
It was, other than the coffee taste, it was good. But yeah, I've got a whole bunch in my humidor right now that I'm restocking rehydrating because a friend of ours, a friend of Aaron's, Mr. Strange, he's the master gunner on the Bill of Rights, the ship we went on that once. I don't know if you were with Dark Saber when we did that.
Sadly, I was not.
Okay. But
I've
yeah,
been on it.
yeah,
I know
he
what you're
was.
talking about.
He's because of health reasons stopped smoking. So he gave Aaron all his. So we had this Ziploc baggie full of like 30 or 40 different random cigars. So I'm sitting there. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna put these in my little acrylic humidor, like 3 Boveda packs. Speaking of Richard, did you still? I got like 3 Boveda packs on me. Did you still need a Boveda pack for your humidor? I know you asked me for one a while back. But yeah, they're rehydrating. 1 or 2 of them I sampled. One of them I sampled, I can't remember what it was, but I think it got moldy because I took 2 puffs. It tasted like rot. I chopped it in half and put it in my truck ashtray, and I'm like, I'm not finishing this.
Man, it's a shame.
I've never done that with a cigar, even if it's not to my liking. But this one was like,
Yes, please, in all caps.
okay, I'll leave you a couple more we can throw in.
Working my way through. There's some that I'm keeping, but I'm basically down to the dregs of the batch that I have gotten from one of my clients.
Hey, doggo.
Yeah, puppers.
Hi, baby. Hi, Marble. Hi, William.
It's like, what's going on here?
But Daddy, I smell pizza.
No, I also picked up these ones. I'm waiting to try. It was again cigar bit. It was like $16 for a 10-pack, and they're called the Cuban Sandwich.
Okay.
It's a good 5x60. No band, no nothing. So yeah, cigar bit is a very dangerous thing.
It can be, but it can be also good.
Oh, it could be. I picked up. There was a while back. I picked up a 20-pack of the Diesel Uncuts, like $16, $17. They're having a sale.
Yeah.
I've just learned that them and their parent company, Cigar International, anytime I get something from them, I have to put it in a humidor for about a week to rehydrate because they don't shop right. And luckily, the gentleman who is the UPS driver for my area, because on my front porch I have a little cigar, 10 ashtrays and everything, and that he knows what the thing is. So if it's one of those signature repair things, I've talked to him. He will just randomly sign it for me and then put it in my garage, at the door of my garage, so I don't need to have somebody waiting at the house.
That's awesome.
Yeah, but I've sat outside and chatted with him for a bit. He's a cigar smoker himself, so he's like, I know this address. I know where these are. I'm not gonna make you pay $5 or come back 10 times to deliver these. Yeah.
I'm lucky I can have mine delivered to my dad's office. So,
yeah. Well, I don't know how much time we have left.
We've got about
15
12
minutes.
minutes.
12 minutes. Okay. Yeah. It's funny when we're here with Richard. It's like that was 2 hours, and now I'm like, I feel 2 hours. So, Richard, have fun tomorrow with your shooting
Cigar bid buys have to sit because they don't send them.
with both
Humidifiers.
Yeah, I don't know what that word is supposed to be.
Yeah. So, but again, they're very good, very dangerous. I found this new shop I like. It's in Santee, so darn, I have to go for a drive. But I can pick up the Sinestro Alvaros, 7x60s, really good ones, for like $7. the last Cowboys, all of the good ones, they're like $10 a stick. When I go to most clubs, and then it's like 15 to 18.
Hydrated.
Yes.
Hydrated.
So yeah, I drive up there. No gentleman. That's also the place where I met. They had a release party, and I met James, the guy who owns Sinestro.
Nice.
Would not believe this is the guy who owns Sinestro. Would think Last Cowboy, Honor Among Thieves, The Barbarian.
Oh yeah, he does not.
You think this? You would not think a 5 foot even little Armenian gangster dude would be this master blender and all that.
We were shooting black powder with live rounds and regular guns too. I'll try to do video.
Ooh, nice.
Good stuff.
I've actually been thinking one of these days about putting, because I've got the arquebus I have, but the barrel of it is actually a rifled Ruger barrel.
Yeah.
So part of me is thinking, I could probably take that out and actually put a couple of rounds through that, and it would probably be real decent anyway. I just had to buy a box of 500 rounds for my small guns, because since the state of California was forced by the court that they are actually being forced to renew my CCW. So, but the one thing I hate, this is the funny thing, $385 for your permit. Yeah, to get that. In California, no one does it. I'm hoping one of the lawsuits does this.
We can do a live round day in BML Land.
Yes. Up to every 2 years, you have to take a class. 2 8-hour days for the first one, 1 8-hour day for each one. The class in and of itself, just to get CCW, is $500.
Yeah.
So just to get a constitutionally protected right is going to cost me like $800.
Yeah.
Not much. Yeah.
California.
Yeah.
Those are pretty.
But yeah, but it also costs that much because I have 2 guns. I have a 40 and a 380. Which the 380, it is the an Argentinian version of the Weatherby 380, the James Bond gun. The whole gun is about the fucking size of my palm.
Oh yeah.
I hold it when I shoot. These 2 fingers have nothing to do.
They're just in the air.
Yeah. No. Well, actually, I'm actually going to be taking, as soon as the weather gets cooler, a friend of mine, you probably met her, the guy I used to joust with, and his wife, the blind lady. She just got a new guide dog that she's training.
Fantastic.
So what we're going to do is we're going to take all my guns, all the black powder guns we have, go out to the El Centro Desert, BLM land, and we're going to start training the dog to be used to black powder and cannons and things.
Nice.
It handles fireworks fine. So Jason and I were working. Okay, we'll start with it in a car, like 100 yards away as we're shooting, and slowly bring the dog out, and slowly bring it. We're also using this as an excuse because he, even though he's an Arizonan and has all the guns, has never done much black powder. And the new partner from New York and her fiance haven't shot guns, but they weren't interested in the black powder guns. So we're just going to buy a couple of pounds of powder, go out there to the desert, and have everybody who's never shot a black powder gun shoot a black powder gun.
Very cool.
Remember?
Sorry, I just saw a new makeup palette I really, really want.
Just getting close to the season for all the good makeup palettes to come to.
Well, Jolie Beauty just did a Ozzy Osbourne collaboration. And it looks really good.
I did not know until I saw his tombstone and something he did that his name is John. Jonathan Osborne is his real name.
Richard says California is expensive.
Yes,
No.
it is.
California's expensive for him. I've been, just because I'm jokingly thinking about retiring to Vegas, my little 3-bedroom nothing in California is being appraised at like between $600,000 and $700,000. $380,000 I was looking at. I can get a 4-bedroom, 3-bath with a pool in Henderson, Vegas. House for under $400,000.
Yeah.
So part of me is like looking at it going, you know, when I retire, take the 2 properties out in California, set them as rental properties, get because renting a house in California is like $3,000 a month. So get a a managing agency to take care of that. They take $1,000, I get $2,000 a month, $4,000 a month out of the two houses. I could buy a house with these.
Pretty much.
Yeah. I keep joking that either I'll use my nursing license because there's a bunch of agencies there that do that. We'll send a nurse to your hotel room. We'll put an IV in you when you get too drunk the next day. A friend of mine does that. Makes a couple $100 for an hour's work of just putting an IV in someone.
Richard says rip Ozzy.
Yeah. I will say, I am glad he had the chance to do that final concert,
Absolutely.
even if he had to do it sitting down for his health. But still, considering he died, a week later?
Yeah, a week or two.
Yeah.
It was the ultimate goodbye, and for just the 50 some odd years, he has been an icon of metal and rock.
He actually went off.
This is,
Very nice.
and then let me show you what the front of the palette looks like.
Oh, I love that. I love the patch.
Yeah.
Well, for those of you who are listening, that is our 5-minute thing. Again, thank you for co-hosting with me.
Always a
Russians are
pleasure.
gorgeous.
Oh, so beautiful. I love the red. Again, it was great hanging out with you.
Yes, thank you guys for being here. Thank you for me.
Absolute pleasure.
It was great. I was going to bring you ice cream, but he said he was bringing all this, and the ice cream in this heat would have melted by the time I got here with it. And for next week, episode 2,
You're here next week with the girls, right?
I am here with the girls. Yes, we have. Let me get the script out since Richard was nice enough to send me a full fucking 2-page script. Good, because I would have forgotten half that shit. Let me find it again. We have episode 287, which will be August 26th, 8 p.m. We will have producer Steph will be the host. The two guests will be Squeak and Kitty, my partners. Hopefully both of them, considering Kitty doesn't get off work till 4:30, she could probably get here in 2 hours by the traffic. We'll see how that goes. She's going to try to make it. But it is also Women's National Cigar Day. So I'll be behind the register, being the little voice behind, making bad comments. We will have the sexy of all three of them on the couch.
I believe he also has a challenge for you.
Dun,
For
dun,
us.
dun. Good, because, again, I do not know how 300 episodes you have come up. I have had, 5 episodes I've had to produce? Coming up with challenges is fun. For the
I
two
mean,
of-
I default to trivia, but yes,
So did I. Cigar trivia. That was funny. You two. But yeah, just the trivia or some of the others, like
yeah,
the
the stuff
basket,
that I find.
the stuff is, or the basketball or the art challenges. Just kudos to you, because the work
He says maybe I'll work on a challenge.
the work behind the scenes you do just to get everything done for that is just phenomenal. Being on both sides of this, being his guest, host, and his producer. I try. I'm not as good as Richard on
Gary
this.
says great show, and so does Richard.
Thank you. I may not be as great as Richard on some of the shows. As the host, I try my best. I know I'm not as good as you when it comes to the producer stuff, because I default to the easiest thing I can find when I try to do it for the challenges and stuff.
It works.
It does. But again, for those of you who sat with us for the 2 hours of babbling between the two of us, thank you very much. We're coming up to spooky season. No matter what you do, be safe, be smart.
Have fun.
I say this as an emergency services nurse. Don't make us work.
And don't stick it in your butt
Unless it has a flared base.
unless it has a flared base.
Unless it has a flared base, yes. Because no matter what you say, someone who works in the emergency room, we know it never was an accident.
You didn't just slip and fall.
Yes.
He says I have a week to figure it out.
Okay.
That's what he was telling me. So.
Sam can.
Dude, speaking of, no. Hayden Crutches, I saw this the other day. Did you see him throwing out the first pitch at a ball game a couple of days ago?
No.
they gave him a jersey, the team, to number 66.
That's funny.
How can you not?
I know. I find it funny that he avoided that for so long just because of the hate he got. Because as a fan myself, I hate to say there is no hate like Star Wars fans. And
Unfortunately.
I hate some of them for this. But ever since when they brought him back for the Obi-Wan series and some other things, he's embraced it and he's found a lot more of that. I cannot wait for now that they're done with the Star Wars, the Skywalker saga, they're going on to other stories. I can't wait for the new movies to come out because the two guys they have leading
Gary
it.
says let's do a ghost episode.
I mean, we have the Ghost Hunter friend who comes on like, 4 or 5 times a year.
Yeah. Stephen Hogan.
Steven, yeah, and he'll probably be on in spooky season, which will be beginning in the near future. I don't know when we're starting it this year.
Mid-September.
First weekend of September, I believe.
There you go.
Okay.
First week of September.
Last year we started it the last weekend of August.
So
How it landed.
2 weeks, spooky season starts. For those of us who are goths, spooky season is all year round. Again, thank you for joining us. Thank you for listening to our insane babble for the last 2 hours and random trivia. Tip your waitress. Make sure you get home safe. And don't be stupid. All right?
Night, guys.
Some of us can't help it.
Okay, wisdom and intelligence. Wisdom and intelligence.
That's why there are 2 different stats.
True. All right. Peace out.